So in this first shifting property of Laplace transform, what this property states that if we are denoting Laplace transform of any function f of t as capital F of s, then if we want to find the Laplace transform of e power minus at multiplied by function of t, then it is given as f of s, where s replaced by s plus a, and then we have to change this value of s by s plus a. This is the shifting property. We make use of this property whenever we come across the multiplication under Laplace transform. Multiplication under Laplace transform. Okay. Now here multiplication is with e power minus at. This is the requirement, that you have to find Laplace transform of multiplication of two terms. One of the terms should be e power minus at. Then only you can use this property. So we say that multiplication by e power minus at. So multiplication by exponential function. It can be, a can take positive or negative value. So now how does this result comes? If we apply the basic formula of Laplace transform, the definition of Laplace transform. So here now in place of f of t, you have e power minus at f of t. So we replace it here, multiply by e power minus st. Now we combine these two terms together. So e power s minus s minus at, which we can write in this way by taking minus outside. So this gives you this portion. So this is the derivation part. Okay. So we have to focus on this rule. So how does it work? Laplace transform of e power minus at f of t is equal to fs, s replaced by s plus a. So it is having two terms. So what are those two terms? First term is you have function f of t. Okay. So what we are doing with this function? We are using it to find the Laplace transform by using the standard rule. Okay, this is what is given here. And then you have the next term in multiplication as next term is e power minus a t. So what we are going to do with that? Here e power minus a. So if it is minus a, we change the value of s to s plus a. So you need to focus on these two terms to get the solution. So once you get f of t, find the Laplace transform and substitute it here, and for e power at you get the term corresponding term over here. Okay, so let's take the question. Let me just erase that arrow. Okay, so when you have to solve this one, so again you have multiplication of two terms. So we cannot work with the linearity property, because that property work only when you have two terms with plus or minus. So what will happen here? It's in product and one of the term is e power minus 9t. So it means we can make use of this rule. Okay. So when we are using this rule, we write Laplace of e power minus 9t cos of minus 7t. So we compare it with this rule, our rule. So in place of e power minus at, we have e power minus 9t. And in place of the function f of t, we have cosine of minus 7t. Okay. So what this gives? This gives the value of a. What is the value of a? This gives the value of a as 9. So we get a as 9, which we are going to substitute here. Okay, and then this function f of t is cos of minus 7t. And what we are doing with this? We are finding f of s. So we find f of s by substituting Laplace of cos of minus 7t, and by using the formula of cos of at. What is the formula for that? For cos of at, we studied Laplace transform of cos at. The formula is s over a square plus a square. Here in place of a you have minus 7. So you will replace it over here. Then just put it in this rule. So it will give you fs s is equal fs s replaced by s plus a. So in place of fs we will substitute this value directly from here, and then this value from here. A is 9, so s goes to s plus a. Now what we have to do, what does this mean? This means that wherever you see s, you have to replace it by s plus 9. So here you have s here, you have s here. You have to replace it by s minus 9. So when we replace it, we get this as s plus 9 and s plus 9. Note that we are not changing any other term. All other things kept same. So let's take another example. E power minus at cos hyperbolic of 3t. Okay, now again we compare it with this rule, e power minus at f of t. So again this terms gives you the value with which s to be replaced. So s replaced by s, if it is minus a, we say plus a. So if it is minus 2, we say plus 2. And cos h3t we use to get the value of Laplace transform. So what is the Laplace transform of cos h? So we studied that cos h of 3t, the Laplace transform is s over a square minus a square by the rule. So it becomes here s over a square minus 3 square. Okay, now we have this value of fs and we have the value of s to which we have to replace. Then we put it in this formula. So let's write down the formula. Formula says that this is equal to fs, s goes to s plus a. Now what is fs? Fs is this value, s over a square minus 3 square. S is changed to which value? S plus 2 from here. S plus 2. Now what we need to do here? We need to replace S. We have S here, we have S here. We have to replace it by S plus 2.
S plus 2.
Yeah, and don't change any other thing. Okay, so this gives you s plus 2 over s plus 2 power 2 minus 3 square, and you can simply write it as s plus 2 over s plus 2 power 2 minus 9. Just stop here, don't simplify it further. Okay, so we just replace it by s plus 2 and we got our answer. Let's take another example. Now here we have 2e power 3t sine of 3t. So now here you have a number 2 which is a constant. You don't need to worry about it. You will multiply it at the end with the final answer. Okay. So compare the remaining term.
So S plus 3
Yeah, here s goes to s plus or
minus
minus 3, because we are changing the sign. If it is minus, we are changing it to plus, and this gives you fs, which is, what is the rule for sine? Sine 80 is a over a square plus a square. This is the Laplace transform. You don't need to memorize the rule actually. Okay, then this gives you 3 over a square plus 3 square. So when we write it over here, let me just erase this 2 from here as of now. We will write it later on. So again, writing the solution with the formula, begin with formula fs, s goes to s plus a. In place of fs, we have 3 over a square plus 3 square. So 3 over a square plus a square, where s moved to s minus 3. Okay, so to avoid that we forget this 2, there is a chances that we may miss this 2. So I will write this 2 here so that we have 2 here. We don't miss it. Now what next we have to do? We have to, wait a minute, I made a mistake here. You have to replace a. What is a? A is 3. So a is 3 square. Okay, and here it is 3. Now what you have to do? You have to change the value of s. We have s at only one position. You have to replace it by s minus 3. So what it will give you? It will give you, first 2 times 3 gives you 6 over, in place of s you have s minus 3 power 2 plus 9. That's it. You can stop here. You don't need to proceed further. So we just change s minus 3. Let's assume that we have next question as 4t e power minus t. So again it's multiplication of two terms, t and e power minus t, and with a number 4. So we don't have to worry about this 4 because we will multiply it with the final answer. Now here what you can see, here e power 80 is first and then you have f of t. Okay, it doesn't matter what is the order, means you can apply the same rule even if you have Laplace transform of f of t e power minus 80. This rule still works because it's multiplication and multiplication is commutative, so it doesn't matter you write a into b or b into a. Okay, now so here we are going to use t for finding the value of fs, and we are going to use e power 80 to get the value of s. So now here, as it is minus, it become s plus, there is a coefficient of t is 1, so s goes to s plus 1. Here on the other hand, fs is equal to t. So the rule for Laplace transform for t power n, the rule is n factorial over s to the power n plus 1. So here n is 1, so it becomes, like for Laplace transform of t power 1, it become 1 factorial over s power 1 plus 1, that is 2. So 1 factorial over s power 2. Now we will substitute it in the formula. So it is now, because of this number, 4 times fs, s replaced by s plus a. The benefit of writing the formula every time is that you will memorize it. You don't need to look for it again. So s square, where s goes to s plus 1. Now here again you have to change this s by s plus 1 and then you are done. So it will give you 4, 1 factorial is nothing but 1. 4 times 1 factorial will become 4 over s plus 1 power 2. And we are done with this. I hope it's clear. We just change s by s plus 1. Okay, let's go for the next question. In the same way we can answer this one. So it's quite simple. E power 2t gives you s goes to s minus 2. This gives you fs. What is it? S over s square plus 1 square. So when you substitute it in the formula, what you will get? Fs, s goes to s plus a. This gives you s over s square plus 1 square, where s is replaced by s minus 2. So this gives you s minus 2 over s minus 2 square plus 1. Okay. So this is how we work with this formula. I hope now it's clear. S minus 2 is changed here. Now we will see how to solve this question. Now in this question, again this question is based on the first shifting property. But what you can see here in this question, you have two terms. This is one term and this is second term. Okay, here in this term you have e power minus 9t. The second term you have e power 2t. So it means you have two different values of e. It means you have to apply shifting property twice. Okay. Similarly, in the question below, you have total 3 terms. Okay. In first term, you have e power minus 4t. Second term is direct. And third term, you have e power minus t. So again, you will be using it twice. Okay. So when you are working on it, work one by one. So let's begin with the first one. So the first term, we have e power minus 80 and cos of minus 70. This will give you s goes to s. Now it is minus, so it becomes plus 9. This will give you the value of fs, which is, for cos it is s over a square plus minus 7 square. Okay. Now instead of moving to the next term, first complete this one so that you will not get confused. So what this will give you, fs, s goes to s plus a. This is what we write. So it is s over s square plus, here sorry, it is minus 7 power 2, minus 7 power 2, where s replaced by s plus 9. So this will give you s plus 9 over s plus 9 power 2 plus minus 7 square, you can write 49. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, so what we did here, we just replace this s at both places by s minus 9. Okay, so we finished with the first part. Now we move to the second part. So when we are doing the second part, what we have to do, same thing. E power 2t gives you s goes to s. Now it is plus, so it is minus 2. Sine of 3 by 2t gives you fs, which is 3 by 2 over a square plus 3 by 2 power 2. Because for sine 80 it is a over a square plus a square. Then put it in the rule. Fs, s goes to s plus a. In place of fs, now we will use this. See this portion done, so no need to look at it again. Okay, so this gives you 3 over 2 divide s is s square. Now we are not changing the value now. 3 by 2 square. S goes to, in place of s plus a we have s minus 2. Now replacing s by s minus 2, you will get s by 2 divide s minus 2 power 2 plus 3 by 2 power 2. So what we did here, we replaced s here by s minus 2, which gives you this. So now we completed with this term. Now see what is missing in this question. We missed something. What we missed? We were having 3. We were having this 3 in the multiplication. So don't forget to multiply this 3 here. So it is now multiplied with 3. Here it is multiplied with 3. Now the final answer will be total sum of this one and this one, because in between you have plus. So when you write the final answer, you will write like, for first term you will write s plus 9 over s plus 9 power 2 plus 49. In between the sign is plus, so plus. For second term we will write this term. 3 times 3 becomes 9. So 9 over 2 divide s minus 2 power 2 plus 3 by 2 square. So this will be the final answer. So in this question, we apply in the same way for this one. So it doesn't matter like e power minus 2, e power minus 80 is written on the which side. Okay. So t power 6 here will be giving you fs, which is 6 factorial over s to the power 7. This gives you s goes to s. If it is minus, make it plus 4 and put it in the rule. Fs, s goes to s plus a. It's okay, you can avoid writing this rule again and again. Okay, if you are sure that you are not going to do mistake. So it is 6 factorial over s to the power 7. S goes to s plus 4, which gives you 6 factorial. Wait a minute. So this gives you 6 factorial over what is in place of s plus a we have? In place of s plus a we have s plus 4. So it is s plus 4. Here it's a, here it is 4. S plus 4 to the power 7. So we done with first term, and we are having here 4 in multiplication. So don't forget to multiply here. Don't forget to multiply here. And don't forget to multiply here. So don't write 6 times 4, 24 factorial. You have to solve 6 factorial separately, and then only you can multiply with 4. Otherwise leave it same. Second term. Here it's direct. So what it will give you? 6 cos h. Cos h means s over s square minus a square. A is minus 3 in this case. So it gives you 6s over s square minus 9. Then we come back to the third term. Third term, again we have terms in multiplication. Two terms in multiplication. So this gives you s value going to s. If it is minus, become plus, and coefficient of t is 1. This gives you fs, which is 2 over s square plus 2 square, which is 4. Now it's up to you. If you want to include this 2 in fs, you can include it at this place itself. Otherwise, you can work as we worked with the first term. Okay, so this gives you fs, s goes to s plus 1. So writing it here gives you 2 over s square plus 4. S is changing to s plus 1. So 2 over s plus 1 power 2 plus 4. So what we have? We have here this 2. So we multiply this 2 over here. This 2 multiplied here. This 2 multiplied here, which gives you 4. And I'm sure now it's clear like how we are getting this. We are just changing this s by s plus 1. So we get this term. Like we did here for this s, we replaced it by s plus 4. Okay. So now we have answer for each term. So let's write the final answer. So the final answer will be first term. Solution for the first term. This is equal. Solution of first term, which is 4 times 6 factorial over s plus 4 to the power 7. Now in between first and second, the sign is minus. So minus the second term, which is the Laplace transform of second term, which is 6s over s square minus 9. Then in between the sign is plus. I'm writing it here because no space. The Laplace transform of third term, which is this one. Okay, and 2 times 2 become 4 over s plus 1 power 2 plus 4. So this is the complete solution. I hope it is clear.